Basketball isn't easy. All my life, I've been striving to make myself better. It's a full-time commitment. To be the best, you have to work the hardest. You have to chase what seems impossible over and over and over again. Because giving up is not an option. And when you feel like you've reached your limit, it's only the beginning. That's when it's time to dig deep, to find the courage to push some more. Because if you got the drive, the discipline, and the resolve to do what it takes to make yourself great, then the rewards are endless.
Just because I'm losing doesn't mean I'm lost. Doesn't mean I'll stop. Doesn't mean I'm across. Just because I'm hurting doesn't mean I'm hurt.
Welcome to the NBA here on 2K Sports. Friday Hoops Fest coming up next. It's the Los Angeles Lakers going up against the Miami Heat. And that's it for now. Let's send you out to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. Enjoy the first half. We'll see you soon.
We're here in Miami, Florida, as we see a beautiful bird's-eye view of the American Airlines Arena. Welcome, everyone, to the NBA on 2K Sports. With Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. Doris Burke will be along, too, from the sideline. Now a chance to check out tonight's starting lineups. First, for the Lakers, Nash and Bryant in the backcourt. And holding down the middle out of Central Michigan University, the skilled and ambidextrous 7-footer, Chris Kaman. Then there's Nick Young, and it's Gasol in at the 4 slot. And for Miami, Chalmers and D. Wade are the guards. And playing at the 5, the always versatile 6'11" star big man, able to score inside and out, Chris Bosh. Then it's LeBron James, and it's Haslam in at the 4.
Lakers ended up 17-13 against Eastern Conference teams last year, but that wasn't really a dominating effort. Certainly not what you would expect from a playoff team.
Well, and to make the playoffs in the West, you do need to have a record similar to that of the Lakers against the East. You know, Steve, no team that made the postseason in the West had a record below 500. So the Lakers took care of what they needed to.
Well, you know what's odd, Kevin, is that in the shortened season before, when the Lakers were the cream of the Pacific Division and everything was going well, they only went 500 against the East. So, you know, if they want to bounce back this season, they'll need to not give away games and make sure they keep their out-of-conference record better than 500. Boy, I don't know who has that kind of range. That's well beyond the arc.
Not sure what he was thinking about there.
Here's Gasol. And the Lakers get it back. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Way to play in attack mode and get inside.
And, you know, if you're on defense and you're going to foul, make sure it's a good one. They did, preventing the and one.
Lakers shooting their first free throws of the game.
Well, you look at last season's numbers, guys, down below 70% as a team from the line.
And that just has to improve, guys. I mean, the free throw shooting is something that has to get better. You're immediately putting yourself at a disadvantage when you shoot that poorly from the line.
He's off on the first.
You know, no denying it's been a heck of a run the last few years for the Heat, but you can't help but wonder if the impending 2014 summer of free agency could be the end of it all. The big three came together in a flash of lightning, it seemed, but it could end just as fast if one or all decide to opt out.
And Clark, as you were saying, the trio of LeBron, Wade, and Bosh all have options in their contracts to become free agents in 2014 if they choose to. And, Steve, you have to think that at least one or two of them might exercise that right.
Well, you know LeBron will, because he's the most underpaid athlete probably in the history of sports. He's worth 10 times what he makes. But it's going to be interesting to see what Miami does here the next couple of years with their roster.
And the basket by Chalmers. Chalmers has got his first points of the game.
Yeah, he put himself in great position to finish that break off, guys.
Yep, right to the rack.
Nash kicks to Keenan, and stolen by LeBron. And now LeBron pushing it up.
And their lead takes another little bump up.
Boy, I tell you, they got to be feeling better and better about this game.
First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. For Los Angeles, they've gone 0-3 from the field to start the game.
Well, for LeBron James, guys, the stats say it all. He's always a beast. But when you play him at the power forward position, his numbers take on a whole nother level of excellence.
And Clark, you mentioned LeBron playing at the 4 being a tough matchup for teams. Steve, why is that?
Well, we've seen the same thing with Carmelo Anthony, a guy who's playing at the 4 who has great size and strength, but also ball handling ability that compromises the defense, particularly when you put shooters around him. Well, Miami stormed through the regular season and were viewed as the clear-cut favorites to come out of the East, but it was not as easy as expected. After sweeping Milwaukee, the Bulls gave them a scare, then the Pacers really took them deep all the way to Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals.
Los Angeles has gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. Gasol kicks to Nash. He dishes it to Keenan. Cannot hit. Now the Heat take it the other way. And for the Heat, the Pacers were their first real test, it seemed, and they had to survive a win or go home against them. It almost seemed, Clark, to take away any momentum they might have had when they went up against the Spurs in the finals.
You know, it's interesting. When I think of momentum in the playoffs, it doesn't carry over from game to game or series to series. I think each game, Kevin, is really an entity in and of itself. Hammer time! Hammer time!
Well, they had a pretty good grasp of the game plan coming into this one. That's been very apparent.
And anytime a team gets a double-digit lead in the first quarter, Steve, you could be headed for blowout city.
Lakers have gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. Kobe kicks it over to Nash. That's in, coming off an assist by Kobe.
You know, Heat head coach Eric Spoelstra worked his way up from the very bottom in that organization. I mean, he got his start as a video coordinator, and through years of hard work and dedication has really become an outstanding coach.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Nick Young. That's his first foul. And here in the first, about 3 minutes in, Haslam a screen on Kobe. Wade rejected by Young. Came in against Bosch. But they recover it. Kobe gets the bucket. Kobe's got 5.
Boy, where was the box out? Too easy on that second chance opportunity.
Yeah, no box out is what happened there. Those kind of mistakes on the glass will kill a team.
And back to Coach Eric Spoelstra as a guy who got his start as a video coordinator, picking the game apart. Steve, he's very comfortable with the new advanced stat movement, analytics in the NBA.
Yeah, and I've had a chance to speak with him quite a bit. He says that the way they use advanced stats is just as a conversation piece in the coaching room. Their analytics department will bring them various information, and it will force them to ask questions, which is very healthy for a coaching staff to do.
Wade gets to Chalmers. They get it back. James. And that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
You know, they really aren't putting up any resistance on the low block. That's the 5th consecutive basket inside.
And Steve, these looks they're allowing are almost automatic.
Here's Nash. Rebound by Mario Chalmers.
That's not an opportunity he fails to convert very often.
On the wing, Dwayne Wade. Wide open. Bosch slams it back in.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. And defensively, the wind has just been knocked out of their sails.
Need to get more bodies committed down low.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. And a new group in for the Heat. Chris Anderson is checked in for Bosch. Battier comes in for Udonis Haslem. Ray Allen is checked in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Norris Cole in for Mario Chalmers. 1:37 left here in the first quarter. Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Hey, Kevin. Well, Mike D'Antoni had a few minutes for me. There are a lot of big names to deal with in this one, but perhaps none bigger than LeBron James. He told me playing for LeBron is a headache because he can do so much on the floor, saying there isn't a hole in his game. The only real way to slow him down is to get him working against himself. Physically, there is no answer for LeBron.
Thanks, Doris.
Talking about Chris Anderson, guys, the Birdman. We weren't sure if he was going to be able to fly last season, but he did latch on with a very good Miami Heat team who was in need of some help rebounding, which is his strength. He still can do that and block shots as well.
Nash the pass to King. Los Angeles with another miss.
Been a tough quarter for him. He has not been able to make a shot here.
That's good from Allen on the assist from Cole. Allen's got his first 2 points.
And the early lead just keeps on growing. Another basket.
And the way they've done it is with an extremely potent inside attack.
And the Birdman, a fan favorite from his days in Denver. The tattoos, his kinetic style of play, certainly drawing attention.
Well, he's an athletic presence inside at both ends of the floor. Defensively, he can slide his feet and block shots. And offensively, he's a guy who kind of hangs out on the weak side and finishes plays by catching and dunking.
That one misses for Young.
Well, since the new CBA, the league has made the luxury tax much more punitive. But certainly the Lakers blessed with the financial wherewithal to be a tax-paying team. The problem is it can hurt your flexibility under the new rules just to make deals, and that's going to be the challenge for LA.
Here's Nash. Cole with the rebound. LeBron James on the wing. He's got 10. Allen, that's good.
What a start they've gotten off to. A big lead for them, and we're not even out of the first quarter yet.
And it's not just their hot offense here. I mean, they're playing very strong defense too, guys.
Got a piece of it. And as the first quarter wraps up, already a double-digit lead. Heat lead by 18. Back after this from the American Airlines Arena. And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Heat.
Tell you what, guys, they're showing us a lot of energy early on and racking up those fast break points.
And the other thing they're doing is forcing a lot of turnovers, and that's helping them to get easy points at the other end.
Lakers trail by 18. Blake with it, now guarded by Cole. Shoots from 12, and it's blocked by Cole, and he gets it back. And it's good. Blake's got the first basket of the second quarter for the Lakers.
You start hitting a few of those mid-range shots, and it can open up your whole game.
Absolutely, Clark. No one in his airspace on that dunk.
Yeah, but come on, Kevin. The defense can't let that happen.
I hope they let it happen more. It's fun to watch that guy fly.
Just a gift, 2 points they gave up. That's awful.
Here's Cole. The Lakers with the rebound. And oh, here we go. Farmer's got it. The fast break chance. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
Well, I like the defense there. Right up in his grill, didn't give him a chance.
LeBron dishes to Cole. There's the pass to Allen. Fires it up. And he gets the jumper to drop. Allen's got 10 points in the game. They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
Man, a real mental lapse there at a terrible time.
Well, Steve, it would have been a big gap anytime, but especially when you're behind.
Here's Cole, defended by Farmer. And Cole kicks to Allen with the lead pass. And LeBron throws it down.
Tell you what, he's not an easy guy to stop when he's got his sight on the rim.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
And I love how he goes with that one-hand tomahawk slam. Beautiful.
You know, the hope was that a change of scenery and a chance to run up and down the wings would be just what was needed to get Wesley Johnson going in the NBA, but that just didn't happen for him last season.
No good on that one. And for Wes Johnson, the 4th overall pick back in 2010 out of Syracuse, he just hasn't been able, Steve, to break through.
Yeah, you wonder why, because he's got great size and athleticism, beautiful shooting stroke, and yet the shooting numbers just aren't there. So I thought he would be better coming into this league, but we'll see if he's able to develop and find a niche somewhere. Well, for the Lakers last season, it seemed there was so much turmoil throughout the year. Injuries, coaching-wise, changes in the offense. And they never were able to really gain any momentum. They made a decent run at the end of the season, but that didn't carry over into the postseason when they were swept by the Lakers in the first round.
Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Kevin, thank you. There was a lot of thought about how the Heat could improve after they lost to the Mavs in the 2011 NBA Finals. Many called for a veteran point guard, but the team felt comfortable with who they had. Coach Eric Spoelstra said, "We felt we had one of the younger point guard tandems in the league that we can build on and offer us championship minutes right now." They grew into that role and were a big part of their back-to-back titles. Spoelstra says they earned it with their hard work, and he couldn't be happier, guys.
Thanks again, Doris. I think going back to D'Antoni and the Lakers, that Howard and Gasol were made more than a little disgruntled with how Clark he made use or didn't make use of them offensively.
You know, the Lakers brought in D'Antoni to try to emphasize Steve Nash and his role in the offense, but I think they neglected how that would affect the 7-footers. Didn't do a really good job of incorporating those guys, and when you've got Kobe getting his shots, that's a tough dynamic to work through.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
Well, when you have the best record in the league, you're going to be the most dominant, one of the most dominant teams at home. The Heat just destroyed people down in Miami, and only the Denver Nuggets had more wins at home than the Heat did.
Nick Young's checked in for Los Angeles. Kobe comes in for Steve Blake. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Stolen away. Here's Cole. Rejected by Farmer. And it's the Lakers on the break. Young's running. He feeds it to Farmer. Will it go? Pocket 6.
This quarter has not been his best. The defense may be starting to affect him a little bit.
Here's Cole. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
Giving them an opportunity at second chance points with some hard work on the glass there.
Chris Bosh is checked in for Chris Anderson. Miami shooting their first free throw of the game.
Well, this is a club that shot 75% as a team from the free throw line last season.
And that one falls for Cole. And how crazy is that from the Heat to win as many games as they did last season, but still be second in the league in home games? Still, we're far and away number one at home in the East.
Well, yeah, the Knicks were the closest team in the East, but they still had 6 fewer wins at home than Miami. But the Heat really just did what they had to do to put themselves in position to go on to their second NBA title in a row.
And the official signaled the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
Man, a real mental lapse there at a terrible time.
Well, Steve, it would have been a big gaffe anytime, but especially when you're behind.
And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. LeBron outside, beyond the arc. And that's collected by Hill. Hill's got 3 rebounds now in this one.
Well, LeBron James was probably his best season statistically a year ago. I don't think there's any question about it, guys. I mean, certainly it was his most efficient offensive season. I mean, he had career highs of 56% shooting from the floor and 41% from long range. I don't know if we've seen a player of his size put together those kinds of numbers with the types of shots that he takes. I mean, just absolutely stunning what he did in terms of his efficiency last season.
But they get it back. Miami's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Battier against Gasol. Kicks to Allen. There's the dish to Bosh. Off the left rim and out. And for LeBron James this season before last, he really focused on scoring in the post. You know, Steve, using his size and strength.
And we've seen his field goal percentage climb as a result. The low post work, I think the selection too, shoots fewer three-pointers but a higher percentage. So now, you know, how do you guard the guy? He's got everything in the package.
Here's Cole. It's good from long range. Cole's got 8 points in the quarter.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
From 11 feet away, LeBron with the block. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. The finish, the big dunk at the end of the break. Amazing hops, exploding to the bucket.
Kevin, you don't expect to see that coming from the point guard position.
No way.
Boy, can he elevate at that size. That's impressive.
Young outside. That's good, and it's Kobe with the assist. Kobe's got 3 assists now in this one. Miami's gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And it's out of bounds. The Heat able to retain possession here. And they double him up with LeBron. The drive by Wade. And here's Chalmers from the arc. Gets it to go. Chalmers has got 5 points so far. Nash up on top. Defended by Chalmers. And stolen by Chalmers. On up the court. And Wade slams it in.
Boy, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
And guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
A dominating first half of basketball, and so far hasn't been close. Miami ahead, running away with it. And get ready now for the Sprint Halftime Show with Damon Bruce. The second half will be coming up right after that on 2K Sports.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
It's halftime, and I'm Damon Bruce, ready to bring you our halftime show. Miami up on top against the Lakers. Their offense has been prolific, moving the ball, getting tons of shots, different looks, options everywhere, around the rim, downtown, mid-range. How do you want it? And LeBron is absolutely dominating. Shooting nearly 70% so far, a gaudy shooting percentage, the MV of everybody playing tonight. For the Lakers, they haven't been as good early on. They've got to do a better job protecting the ball and valuing each possession. They've not done that. Their turnover numbers way too high through 2 quarters. Not a lot of production out of Chris Kaman yet. Not a lot of production to show for his minutes. They'll need him to play a lot stronger in the second.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. Ray Allen really has his fingerprints all over this one.
Seemed like he made everything he got. I mean, anytime he had an open look, he took advantage of the opportunity there in that first half.
And Steve, they're all good looks. I mean, his shot selection has been terrific throughout the game.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Guys, it's hard to doubt that LeBron James, after 2 straight titles and 4 MVPs in the last 5 years, seems to be at the top of his game. LeBron candidly said, quote, "I'm at my highest peak. I don't know if I can continue to improve." But he certainly remains motivated, saying, quote, "At the end of the day, I have a goal to be the best of all time, and I'm going to put that pressure on myself." And Kevin, if he can just stay at this level for a long period of time, he may get there.
I like his chances. Thanks. Second free throw, no good.
Well, what a series it was in the finals a year ago. Such great basketball, 2 teams that like to play up-tempo. And I'll tell you, the Spurs had Miami. They had the series in the bag. They were 1 play away from wrapping it up in Game 6, but the miracle comeback from the Heat that led to the Game 7 victory and another title for the Miami Heat.
Bosh with it, and Kaman picks him up defensively. Kobe with the steal. Great D that time from LeBron.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
Clark, it was interesting because the games themselves weren't particularly close through the first half of the series, but things started to get really tight when they left San Antonio after Game 5.
How about that, Kevin? You talk about things tightening up. We had a game for the ages in Game 6. 28.6 seconds to go. The Spurs +5. Miami needed a miracle, and they found it in the form of timely 3-point shooting and got some help from the San Antonio Spurs missing some free throws.
The Game 6 was about as intense an NBA game as you'll ever see.
Oh, it was off the chart. Absolutely fantastic.
And Los Angeles guys shooting at a 32% clip from the field. They're just not executing. Puts one up from 19. That's good. Kaman's got his first points in this one.
What a terrific feed by Nash.
And then Wade slams it in.
It makes it so easy for your teammate when you can lead him with a pass like that one. And Kevin, he's really solidified his role as the closer on this team. You know, Miami struggled to figure out whether they'd go to LeBron or Bosh or Wade at first. I think Wade has become the guy.
Well, I tell you what, it's nice to have 2 guys that are capable of closing, Steve. And I agree with you, though. His aggressiveness and confidence probably give him a slight edge in closing over LeBron. You can play great defense on him, but he still typically finds a way to get the shot he wants.
Last year, Kobe Bryant became the youngest player ever to get to 30,000 points in an NBA career. What an accomplishment. It just goes to show what a special talent he has been ever since he arrived in this league.
Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation. Jordan Hill, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Haslam gets a screen from Wade. And Chalmers kicks to LeBron. Here's Bosch. Shot is off. Kaman with the defensive effort. And Steve, you talk about Kobe with 30,000 points. He's one of 5 players, certainly in NBA history, to score that many in a career. And Clark, when you think about Kobe in the lane.
Oh, how about that basketball fan? Beautiful. Wow.
Now, Clark, that is just ridiculous.
Absolutely filthy. I don't
come
remember
on.
ever seeing a dunk like that in the game. I certainly can't remember the last time I saw
Oh,
one.
man, that was just amazing.
They need this. The shot by Nash, no good.
It's been a great day for them on the boards, Clark. That's definitely been a major factor in building this big lead.
And, you know, from a number standpoint, the advantage might not be that large, but they have been manhandling them inside. Boy, I tell you what, nice little run here they're going on.
Now the story is points in the paint, Clark. I mean, they're getting point-blank shots every time down.
The Heat have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line. And the free throw, no good.
You know, last season, a lot of folks had the Lakers picked as the super team in the West, the team that would maybe challenge Miami and LeBron, but from the start, it just never was a cohesive group and really had one of the most disappointing seasons in the Lakers' history.
And there's Battier. That's good on the assist by Chalmers. Battier's got 6 points.
Well, as they continue to dominate, you wonder just how much higher this lead might get.
I think it really could get out of hand, and you can credit their defense just as much as their offense for that.
Clark, as you said, the Lakers have a lot of lofty expectations put on them, but you never know what's going to happen when a team is put together. And Steve, they just couldn't reach that bar that was set so high for them.
Yeah, the expectations were so high, Kevin, but injury issues cost them all season long. Nash, Howard, Powell, and of course Kobe with the Achilles at the end of the year. And that unit only started 7 games all season together, so they never really were able to develop any chemistry. That's flat out embarrassing.
Chalmers pass to Allen. And Young comes over to help. Allen dishes to Chalmers. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession.
Such a careless pass. You've got to keep your head in the game here.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Pau Gasol's checked in for Kaman. And Wesley Johnson has subbed for Nick Young. LA's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3.
And in the paint, they have really shown some strength. Their work on the boards has been phenomenal.
Yeah, I certainly call it a mismatch, Steve, at least for today.
What a smooth finish.
Well, he's certainly the one they want on the end of those breaks. He always finishes strong.
Pass to Farmer. On the wing, Johnson. Stolen by Allen. And now Chalmers running the floor all by himself. And now we'll get perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for Miami.
Their activity at the defensive end, Kevin, has been really impressive. Attacking and coming away with steals.
They've been firing on all cylinders in the transition game, too. I mean, they've really run the break well.
Stolen by Wade. And he bangs it home with one hand.
Impressive play there. They have been really good offensively.
Piling up the points en route to this big lead, guys. I mean, they've been unstoppable.
Wade seems to be slowing down just a touch, and the difficulty as you get older when you're not a great jump shooter, which Wade is not, is that the defenses will back off you. And that's the big challenge now for Dwayne Wade, adjusting to that newer style of defense that he's going to be looking at.
And Gasol slams it in.
Boy, the kind of moments you love to see. Excellent defense, leading to a dunk at the other end.
Clark, you got to marvel at the transition game when they've got it clicking. It's really explosive.
High octane for sure.
Oof.
Yeah, turning defensive pressure into offensive opportunities. That's what it's all about.
And the basket by Wade. And Steve, you go back to the strong output for Dwayne Wade last season for the 4th time. In his career, he averaged over 20 points and 5 rebounds and 5 assists a game. Clark, one of only 4 players in the league last season to hit that mark.
And Kevin, he led all shooting guards in player efficiency rating for the 5th consecutive season. Some might argue, but the numbers speak truth. He's the best shooting guard in the game.
Gasol kicks to Johnson.
Yeah, the defender draped all over him.
Pretty plain and simple. Got him good there.
This is his 2nd trip to the line in this one.
And you go back and you look at the numbers from last season, he knocked down about 77% of his free throws.
And that one misses. Chris Kaman's checked in for the Lakers. Blake comes in for Kobe. And he ends up missing both free throws. Miami's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Wade, and that one is stuffed right through.
Boy, I tell you what, the D was way too soft right there, like Jello. You got to do better than that.
Clark, he's not the kind of guy you want to get in the way of.
No, exactly. He's a hard man to stop coming down the lane, but you've got to have good position before the play starts.
Here's Wade. 19 points in the game. Pass to Chalmers. Feeds it to Battier. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Here's Nash. Good. And the assist goes to Blake. Nash has got his 2nd basket.
And their solid play in the paint continues, guys.
Well, that's been the focus, Clark, as we've watched. I mean, they've created one chance after another inside.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. Miami ahead, running away with this one. Back after this from the American Airlines Arena. And we're rolling here again with the 4th quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know.
Basketball season has returned.